Against the New York City Council for not having shelters in Queens and the Bronx. It is absolutely unconscionable that the city of New York does not have shelters in Queens and the Bronx. What were they thinking? Over 2 million people in each of these boroughs with no shelter, that you lose your dog or cat in Queens or the Bronx, then he goes to a neighboring borough to get an immediate disease upon their arrival, and then to be slaughtered within 3 days. What is going on? Absolute madness. And you know something? We're on Facebook all the time, lamenting this situation, the slaughter, the pain and the suffering that we go through for years now. Franz and Paolo, we've been cross-posting together over 3 years now. We suffer and see these babies get killed. I remember on June 11th of 2011 that they had a board meeting. It was a really famous day, if anybody recalls. I made the board meeting into a protest. I had over 100 people show up, and they didn't have enough room for us. I was called by Mayor's Alliance Rescue, who was actually laughing. She said, "Kay, you made the board meeting into a protest and an event page?" I said, "I sure did." Where I promised the executive board that we would get 1,000 people together in the Bronx and 1,000 people together in Queens, and that is exactly what we are setting out to do. An army of us. I say, "Do you know that you don't have a shelter here?" They say, "But isn't there one on Queens Boulevard? Isn't there one on Fordham Road?" I said, "No, that's just a receiving center." I get calls from Georgia, okay, that a call from Georgia that they say to me, "Do you believe that we don't have a shelter in this county?" And she'll be talking about a county of like 25,000 people. I'll be like, "Yes, I can believe you don't have a shelter, because we have over 2 million people in Queens and the Bronx." We have got to do something about this. There's no one else doing it, by the way. There is no other group that, like ours, that has set out to go out into the streets of New York City and inform the citizens that we need to rise up. This is a very basic animal rights concept, where we rise up against our government and say, enough is enough. Next spring, to tell the incoming mayor that we will not tolerate the killing of our cats and dogs any longer. We were paying attention that 46 out of 50 council people voted for this bill, that they would not build shelters. That was 2 years ago. It was the idea that we would have a revolution in New York City against the killing of our cats and dogs. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. We will let the program begin. Thank you.
Hey, y'all. I'm really not a public speaker. I'm just a rescuer like so many of you. But I came all the way from Delaware today because this cause means so much to me. Thank you, thank you. I'm one of those people who looks at the TBD list every single night and cries over it and networks these animals and tries to get them saved. And it's ridiculous, because you need a shelter in the Bronx and you need a shelter in Queens. And I want you to know that No Kill Delaware is behind you. I'm the media spokesperson for Tracy's Hope Animal Rights Committee in Duryea, Pennsylvania. They're behind you. There's people all over this country that are behind you. Don't give up, because you need shelters in the Bronx and Queens, and we're not going to stop fighting until we get them. All right? Hang in there. Thanks.